Y'all doing tonight? Tonight we're going to do one of those low and slow recipes. It's going to be for Swiss steak. My wife had requested it for dinner, so I said, all right, probably should have started a little bit earlier, but we're going to get it done. Go ahead and show y'all what we're going to start out with here. Is a bottom round roast. And what I did, and I'll post a picture of this, I bought a whole roast and just had them slice it up and tenderize it in the back at the grocery store. That's the best way to do it, because I only had to pay $11.50 for this almost 4-pound roast. You would have had to pay about $20 if you bought it already sliced and tenderized, which is the same thing, but that's just how they do a lot of times at the grocery store. So buy the whole roast, take it up to the butcher, and ask them to slice and tenderize it for you. Cut it about a 1/2 inch thick. Now, if you can see how large the pieces are, that was the size of the whole roast. I'm going to take those, push this knife off here, and let's cut that probably about in half. That'll make about the perfect piece. Now I'm going to season that. I got some of this Stubbs beef seasoning. You can use whatever you want. A good rub, a Tango Spice rub, or Larry Wolf rub or something would be good. You can get those recipes off the internet, but I'm just going to put this on here, and this will make it real good. Just kind of rub it in. You could just put salt and pepper. That's what some people would do. Another thing I was going to talk about, this Swiss steak. It's not from Switzerland. That's not why they call it Swiss steak. It's actually a British term that means to Swiss. That's what they used to do with fabrics, roll them through these big rollers, and it will make it a softer fabric. So that's kind of like your steak, and you roll it through a tenderizer. But it's just a little piece of information there. So I'm going to take those, get them seasoned, cut them up like that, and kind of set them aside. So now that I got a few of them, seasoned up there, I'm going to put them in my little batter thing here. Finally got this back from my brother. A little bit of flour in there like that. That was my oven preheating at 350. We'll need that later. And put the top on like this. See? And put the other top on like this. And you shake it on. Shake this thing here. And this is great for battering fish and stuff like that. But especially when you don't want to make a mess. Like tonight, I didn't feel like making a mess with all this. I'll flip it over and shake it a little bit more. Flip it back over. There we go. Now I didn't season the batter because you really don't need any with all the seasoning on the meat. So see how I did a nice little job of that battering. I'm going to set that over here on the side on that little screen. We'll keep on going with these. All right, if you were going to, I'm still seasoning these couple here. If you were going to use a spice rub, besides the Stubbs here, which I've never tried this Stubbs, which has to see how it is, I would suggest maybe a Larry Wolf's rub, that Wolf Rub Bold, or a Tango Spice Midnight Express. And that Midnight Express has a little bit of coffee in it, and so does this rub here. It's really going to give it a unique flavor. You also want a little bit of smoke to it. If you had some smoked paprika or something, that'd be good too. See, I'm kind of trimming these up as well as we go here. And this will keep down in the chewiness or something like that. And this one might actually make 3 pieces here. Oh yeah. So you get a lot more meat bang for your buck too when you buy the whole roast. Now that we got everything battered, we're going to start heating up a little bit of cooking oil right here. And we're going to brown that meat. That oil, you can see it's kind of the sheen there on top. That means it's gotten hot. Go ahead and start frying this stuff. I don't want to fry too much at a time. Brown too much at a time. Just a couple of pieces there. Once. Shake the excess flour off. We'll go about 2 minutes aside with them. Now if they've gone about 2 minutes, you can see some of that blood start coming to the top. Go ahead and flip them. See how they're nice and brown on the other side? That's just what we want. Try not to knock any of that crust off. Drop them. This will cause a decrusting. There we go. Now I'll let them go about 2 minutes more on that side. Okay, so these have gone about 2 minutes on this side as well. We'll go ahead and take these off and set them on a screen to drain. See how it's nice and brown looking there? That's what you want to see. Just like that. We'll set them off the drain. and we'll start another batch. Okay, so I just finished frying that meat up. What I'm gonna do now, I drained a little bit of the oil off. I'm gonna add some, what is this? Bell peppers and onions. And what we'll do is those will help to deglaze this pan, get all that good goodness off the bottom. It's gonna be real good. Let's go ahead and add that. We'll just stir that in and just really gonna get down into it. It's gonna get all those bits and all that good stuff off the bottom here. See how I'm just scrubbing the pot basically with these vegetables, getting all that good stuff off of there. I'm also going to add some salt at this time. Let me see. It's just a little salt shaker. Need to get a better salt shaker for sure. Okay, just add a little salt to the vegetables. Maybe get a little salt in this dish. Then we'll add some ground cracked pepper. Okay, just gonna keep stirring this around and just simmer down these peppers and onions. And by the way, I've got one more thing. I'm gonna add some celery. Have about 3 stalks, little sticks of chopped celery. I'm gonna add that here too. Let that kind of cook. This is starting to come to a simmer here. I'm gonna add some butter. About half a stick, and just melt that on in. That's going to bring out that any of the bitterness you may have from some of that flour that might have gotten a little overcooked. This butter is really going to help with that. I've got one more thing, special request. My wife asked for mushrooms. They don't normally go in here, but they'll work just fine. So we'll add some mushrooms. Stir these around. And see how there's nice thick cut mushrooms, because it's going to cook for a while. It started to kind of all melt together there. We'll add a couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Sorry about that. A couple tablespoons of tomato paste. Mix that in. So see, that's kind of thickening it up a little bit. That's good. We'll keep stirring it and let this saute. Let those mushrooms cook down a little bit. Like that. And see how it's bubbling that tomato paste? It's real good. Also, we're going to get some canned tomatoes in there. About 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes. Now drain the juice out. Cans of that. And also got some almost a tablespoon of dried oregano, a little bit of thyme, about a teaspoon of that. We'll stir that in. And of course, let's get a little bit of slap mama in here. Some of that in there, maybe half a tablespoon or something like that, a little bit more. We'll just stir that around. We'll let this simmer just a little bit. We want these vegetables to cook down some before we put the steak in there. We got one of the most important things. I just took the same can of tomatoes, came in about a 14-ounce can, filled it with beef stock. We'll add that because that's what's going to give us the good juice. Something like that. So like I said, we'll just let this simmer a few minutes. Last thing, let's put about a tablespoon or so of Worcestershire in there. That's going to be good too. Now that it's been simmering for a minute, I'm going to just take something. Take out a couple scoops of this liquid and everything. Took out about a half of it, I guess you would say. As I'll show you, this is the best way to do this. Then you want to start getting your meat here, easing this meat down in here. Just like that. And make sure you get it on down toward the bottom. Okay. There we go. And then you want to just keep on going like this. Just make sure you get everything, try to get everything covered in the liquid. Or else it'll get up there and dry out. Alright. Get that in there. Get this in there. This guy here. This last one here. Now this is why I made that side pot and stuff. And then you can take this and pour over it. You know, so it's not as hard. You know, trying to cover everything. There we go. Just pour that liquid over that thing. Push that stuff down there. Look at that. That's gorgeous right there. Now what we want to do is we'll put the lid on this. Stick in the oven at 350 for an hour and a half. Okay. So it's been there for about an hour and a half. Just got it out. We'll check it. Wow. Look at that. That's something else. Get some on. Oh yeah, look at that. That's gorgeous. Look how tender that is. And let's get a plate. Okay, so we can get a plate. Try to lift some of this out. It's very, very tender. Look at that. So tender. It's hard to even get a hold of some of it. Really, really tender here. One little piece. Alright. I'm about to carve it up. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a try. I mean, this is some good looking meat here, I'm telling you. Tender as can be. And like I said, I'm just cutting it with a fork here. Give this a try. Swiss steak. Oh wow, it's so tender. You gotta try this one. This would be great, like a grits, mashed potatoes, anything. It's outstanding.